back to the channel. As ever, you can find me over on Instagram at the House of Langford and Overall Sews. I'm also on Ravelry as Mad X Stitcher, and this is my monthly roundup of October. So if you have joined me over Vlogtober, you will have seen quite a few of these projects. But yeah, so I'm going to show off my finishes, what I've been working on, and my plans for next month as well. If you are new here, hi, hello, you are very much welcome. If you are enjoying the content here, as always, please hit the subscribe button so you get to see more of what is coming up in the future. And as always, please do leave comments in the comment box. Feels like I haven't done this for a while, but I've been vlogging all month, so yeah. Where were we? There is a Facebook page, Facebook group, all linked to this channel. There is also a Ko-fi account if you'd like to sponsor in any way. It goes towards things like giveaway prizes and just general fees, basically, for things like that. As a heads up, the website is now up and running again. I am so happy I've got it sorted. At the moment, it just has all my plushies on there, but I am looking to add more as the days go by. I have a few notions pouches that I found over Vlogtober, so they will go up shortly too. I just need to get some good photos of them, basically, and then they can go up. So my name is Maddison, or you can call me Maddie, everybody does. I am coming to you from my new home in Glasgow, Scotland. I'm originally from Essex, and yeah, I'm just trying to get by in our new home, like day to day, and enjoying life in a new place. So yes, let's get into the podcast properly. Every month I start off with a list of plans or goals and things that I want to do within that month. So we're going to go through those first, and then we'll move through the usual of my finishes, my works in progress, and finally any acquisitions, and then plans for next month. So let's get into it. If I look down to my left, that's because my notes are here, but everything I mention or talk about today will be put into the description box below for you. If I forget anything, please do remind me in the comments, and you'll be able to find everything there, hopefully. So first off, my plans for October. So I first originally wanted to just do Vlogtober, and I'm so happy I managed to record at least something every day, and not necessarily put out a video every day, but the majority. So I'm very pleased that I was able to keep up with that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to Vlogmas now as well. So other things I wanted to do, I wanted to finish Jane the Pangolin. Now if you've seen September's podcast, you will know I did do that because I did it the day before I filmed the podcast. So Jane is actually here. This is Jane. So I won't go into any more detail about Jane, but she was this year's book tour mascot for Kerry Lord of TOFT, and I used all of the camel yarn that I had available to me at home without having to buy anything new. So I'm very pleased with that. And yeah, if you want to know any more, please do go over to the September podcast where there will be more information on her. The next thing I wanted to do was finish off Fitzroy, who is the Pink Learned Iguana, another TOFT kit. It is the Conservationist kit, and I have done that, so I've ticked that off my list. I also wanted to finish the secret test crochet that I was doing. I think I gave you a sneaky peek in September, and some of you who have watched Vlogtober will have seen a sneaky peek there as well of the back of it. That pattern is actually being released today. So I think it's the 3rd today. Yeah, it's the 3rd of November today. The pattern is being released today. I have not finished, but I did get 3 repeats done of the pattern, so I'm very pleased with that. I have one more repeat to do before it is a lap size, or like an adult size blanket at least, and then I will put a border on it as well. And lastly, I needed to make some more ghosties, some of my mini boos, and possibly some pumpkins. Now I did not make any more pumpkins, I did teach some friends to make some pumpkins, but I didn't make one myself. But I did make some mini boos, and they were for an order. So they have all gone out, and I will put a link down below to Gemma's podcast, because they were for her little boy's birthday this weekend. So yeah, there's another thing ticked off of my list. So without further ado, shall we have a look at my finishes for the month of October? So as I've already mentioned, I finished off Jane, who it was for the 10 years Ed's Menagerie book signing event by TOFT. She is one of the new patterns in the 10 years Ed's Menagerie book. Yeah, she was really lovely to make up, but as I said, she was in September's podcast, so I won't go into any more detail here for you. But yeah, I really enjoyed working her up. The next one was Fitzroy, the pink land iguana. Now, as I said, he was a conservationist subscription club box, and I started him back in August and only just finished him like the beginning of October. I was having trouble putting the legs together, and so needed to watch the videos at the same time. But he has his own video, so I will link that there. Yes, there. For you to have a look at. But I will show him here as well. So this is Fitzroy, the pink land iguana. So there are more details about him and his whereabouts, where he comes from, all over in his own video. He's got 4 feet that all should face forward. He's got little claws. So he uses 2 balls of charcoal and 2 balls of pink, and he's got this fabulous striping, which is meant to be like an optical illusion. So they're not really pink, it's just that their skin is translucent, so you can see the blood vessels through their skin, which makes them look pink, effectively. But I really enjoyed working on him. He's got a very long tail, and I need to find somewhere to put him so that he can be seen. But yes, I very much enjoyed him. He's got lots of little quirky details. So if you want to get your hands on the subscription club, you do need to go to the TOFT website and hit subscriptions. I will put the link below for you. He will not be released as a standalone kit until next year. So what they do is, if it's in a club, you have to wait until the next year for it to be released publicly. In terms of the subscription, you get early access, effectively. So yeah, I really enjoyed working him up, and he's very clever in his construction. So next up was my mini boos. Now I will show you my mini boo that I still have in my little Halloween display behind me. This is my mini boo. I think I made this one in September though, and because the mini boos I was making for Gemma were for little ones, I changed the eyes so that they were embroidered instead of the safety eyes, because I didn't want anyone to have any accidents, and it makes them a little bit safer for children as well. Yes, I ended up making 8 mini boos for Gemma, 2 of which I believe I made in September, so I made a total of 6 in October. I did have to buy more yarn. I ran out of the white yummy yarn that I had, and I had to get another ball to finish off the last 2 mini boos, but I really enjoyed them. The pattern is by Rose and Lily here on YouTube, so I will link that below as well for you. I have just used King Cole Yummy, which is a fluffy chenille yarn, and then I used a black chenille yarn, still King Cole Yummy, to embroider the eyes on them. So I'll pop a picture up of the 8 in total before they sent them off to their new home, and I'm really hoping that the little ones will enjoy playing with their new ghosties. Next up is another ghost, but it's a bat ghost, or ghost bat. It's from the spooky box from Crochet Society, and I have made the ghost bat, who is called Buster. He's very intriguing. He's got these little wings on the side, And he's still got the ghost frame, but he has bat wings and a bat face with his little teeth, so he can fly. It was very simple to make. This took a lot longer to make than the mini boos. It is DK yarn. It is their confection DK, and I really enjoyed working on him, especially with the embroidery details as well. It just makes him become what he's supposed to be. So yeah, that was super fun. And I then started a second one from the box, but didn't finish. I have all the pieces now. I finished all the pieces yesterday, not yesterday, Friday. So the 1st of November I finished all the pieces, and I just need to put them together. But yeah, I really enjoyed working him up. I don't think, I haven't put the face on the front because this is actually the join of the rounds, the end of the round, so that should be the back, but you can see that it's technically at the front. But that's okay, I don't mind. I enjoyed working him up. He's very squishy. And it will go on display somewhere. It'll go into my Halloween decorations box, I think. Yeah. So I really enjoyed working him up. I can't remember who the pattern is by. All of the patterns are digitally. You don't get them physically in the box. But if you head over to my spooky box unveiling, so my unboxing of that, I'll have more pictures of the other characters in there as well. So yeah, that was another Crochet Society make for this month. And that is all of my finishes. So I've made what? 3, 1, 2. They're all Amigurumi. All of my finishes for this month are toys. Yeah, 2 from TOFT and the rest are ghosts. So it's kind of fitting though for October. But yeah, so let's move on then to my works in progress, my whips. And there are quite a few. I am literally surrounded. I've got a pile to my right, pile to my left of whips for October. So I'm just going to go through my list and show you them that way. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whips to show you. So first off is in my Janie Crow bag. I think this is this a Spirit of Flora? No, I have a new one that is Spirit of Flora. I don't know what this one's called. This bag print. Yeah, so I have the On the Seashore blanket in here, which I am working up in Island Beaches DK. This one is Pebble, and this blue one is Lagoon. Yeah, so I have Lagoon and Pebble. I have already, this is already my second ball of the Pebble, but this is still my first ball of the Lagoon. So I think I'm doing all right for yarn at the moment. I have plenty, though. I have plenty of yarn to play with. So I'm only going to show you it like folded because it's getting quite big now. I am almost finished with section 2. So section 1 stops where the stripe changes here from the blue background to the pebble background, and then section 2 is the big shells at the top. Let me double check. So I have done row 42 out of 59, so 17 rows left on section 2. That's not too bad. And I'm working this up in a 3.5mm hook because I didn't like my tension with this yarn and its coverage, and now that I've dropped hook sizes, it's actually covering pretty well. Like you can barely see the colours through. It was mainly with the white down here. I didn't like the coverage. So yes, I have 17 rows left to finish section 2. So I'm looking forward to getting that done because then I can move on to adding the seahorses section in. I actually have a stitch marker from September. So my little ghostie here from Laura of the Lonely Knitter, who also glows in the dark, That is where I was in September. So I've done a fair bit. That's quite a few rows since September, as well as working on my secret crochet project, because I wanted to try and get that finished for the end of October, but I kind of procrastinated it quite a lot over October. So yes, that is what that one is being worked up into. And again, it's all nice and tidy in that bag. So that is a pattern by Rosina Plain, or Rosina Crochets here on YouTube. And it is called On the Seashore. It was a cow last summer. I think I started it, was it last summer? I think it was last year's cow. Apologies for all the chopping in this video. I'm still having my coffin fits. Don't really know why. Yeah, so I do have like tissues and drink next to me. If I talk for too long a period, I'm still having to stop, drink, blow my nose, all those sorts of things. And I don't have a cold. So this has been an ongoing thing since, well, COVID really. Anyway, I'm really enjoying that project. The seahorses that I want to include are actually a separate pattern, so I'm having to combine them, but they work with the same amount of stitches, which is brilliant. A lot of Rosina's patterns have the same stitch count, so you can actually mix and match pretty much any of them. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting the seahorses in, because then I'll flip my colours again and it will be really nice to break up the background colour again. My next whip then is Frodo the Wizard Frog, who is also from the Crochet Society Spooky Box. Now, I started him in October, so Vlogtober, and made his body, and then started on his other additional pieces. But I haven't finished him, obviously. He's like a green potato. So I've been keeping everything in the box that it all came in. And I have made all the pieces now. So I have... Is this all of them? I have 2 eyes. There we go. 2 eyes. I need to put some embroidery stitches in them to give him the white flecks around his eyes. I also have the 2 front legs, which are here. One has slightly shorter tail than the other because I fastened off before I joined the top. So I have 2 front legs. I then have 2 thighs. So these are his big thighs at the back for his back legs. And I have his 2 back feet, which are little ones. So I now have all the pieces. I just need to sit and put them together and add all the embroidery details. He's got a mouth. Oh, I also have a hat for him because he's a wizard. So I also made his little hat too. So yeah, I'm very pleased with all the pieces. Like I said, I just need to put them all together now. Stuff the bits that need stuffing and yeah, stitch them all together. So it shouldn't take me long to stitch them together. Maybe like an hour or so to do that. I don't know how, there's a lot of pieces to join. So yeah, I've enjoyed working him up and I had hoped to get more done throughout October, but as I said, I was kind of procrastinating a lot for the month. So yeah, I'm pleased with what I managed to get done though, so that's good. I'm going to pop all the bits back in the box so I know where they are, including his body, because I don't want to lose it. I have been using the free meal hook that comes with the box. So this one has bats and stars on it. And yeah, I love that it's like a big kit in a box effectively. And there are so many to choose from. There are 6 characters to choose from, or you could do homeware type things. As I said before, I will link the video for this unboxing, which has images of all of the patterns on there. So if you want to see more, please do go check that out. The next project I have been working on throughout October is a brand new kit, brand new start for me, and that is the Gingerbread Cow. Now I have been putting up videos for when I originally got the box and said that I was joining in. I've also put up week 2, no, not week 2, week 1, and the project as far as week 1 on the channel, so if you want to have a look at those separately, you can do so. I will link them below for you, or up top, can't remember. But yes, just to recap, this is the square from week 1, so it's the very center of the blanket. It is a project from Serdar. It is designed by Lindsay Noons from Lottie and Albert. She also did the Blossom Cow for Serdar as well. So we are using Hayfield Bonus DK. As I said, that was week 1, the gingerbread house, and I have started week 2. I want to do them in tandem, so at the same time. So I have done all of the peach for one strip, and I need to do the second row on the second strip, which is the scallops, and then I need to make 2 more. So that is week 2. I'm not very far into it because I realised that this isn't finished. There should be fairy lights around this, and I'm worried that my pieces won't be the right size. I haven't checked my gauge though, to be fair, and normally I just stretch everything and block it, so we will see. I might just crack on with it, otherwise it won't get done. But I have been trying to finish off the secret project first, so this kind of went on the back burner. But as I said, I'm using Hayfield Bonus DK. It's what came in the kit. And I am using a 4mm hook from Pigeon's Nest. This is a geometric, pastel geometric, I think it's called. These might still be available on her website, but I will check. So that is the hook I'm using. I don't actually own a Christmassy hook. I really want to get a Christmassy hook from Pedro's Plaques. Who is Karen. You may have seen my dragon hooks from in the past, and my phoenix hook. They're also from Karen, and I really want to get a Christmassy one. Even if I really like the idea of like a little gingerbread house on a hook. Yeah, I have a thing for gingerbread houses at the moment. Last year I made a physical gingerbread house, which will come back out for Christmas. So that becomes my little snack box, my little treats for the season. So yeah, that'll be fun to work up. It is a 6-week project, so week 3 was released on Wednesday this week. Week 4 will be next week. The idea is that it should be finished in time for December, so you can use it throughout the whole of Christmas. But we know mine won't be. If the ho-ho-ho is anything to go by, we know that it takes me a while to finish off specific blankets and cows. So yeah, but I'm enjoying myself, and that's all that matters really. So the next thing I'm going to show you is cross stitch. I know it's been a while, but I'm liking seeing it back on the podcast and getting some work done. So I'm going to show you the Mighty Samurai. It might not look like much in terms of progress. I will try and, if I can remember, I will put a picture up of what it was like at the end of September. But I have been working on the tree. So there is a tree to his right. It is all half cross stitch. It has taken me 3 hours to do that. So this is part of my 100-day project, and what I do is I stitch for an hour and then take a picture of the progress that I've made. And you can see it's taken quite a long time. I have already put in well over 150 hours, or at least 100 hours into this. Yeah, so I'm at 52 or 53 hours now for my second lot of 100. Yeah, my plan is to complete all of the tree work here before I move in to do the details across here, and then go back up this side, because there is more here as well. Before I scroll up, I want to try and get all of that done. So yes, the Mighty Samurai is returning. Every now and then when I feel the need to, I will add an hour in. And if you want to keep up to date with this, I have a highlights reel on Instagram for him. So every time I post my next hour update into my stories, I add it to the highlight reel. So if you want to see its progress from the very beginning, and when I first started doing the 100-day project, check out 100-day project 1. there is a highlight reel for the first 100 hours and there is a highlight reel for the second 100 hours. So yes, if you want to see how it's progressed, check that out. There is also a video on here that I did of the first 100 hours of my 100-day project. And I finished off a different project and then worked on this one as well. So it just kind of shows you like a time lapse of how long things actually take. But yes, that is the Mighty Samurai. It is a Dimensions kit. It is from the Gold collection. It does not belong to me. My aunt actually asked me to work on it in 2011. And we're still going now in 2024. So yeah, it's a much bigger project than I think she anticipated originally. And obviously I anticipated when I then took it on. So yeah, it's one of those long-term things and it will get done. I just don't know when. I don't know. My last whip then is the Secret Crochet project. Now it is a pattern by Robin Parent, who is Crochet with May. I will put all of her details down below. I have loved working on this project. It is overlay mosaic crochet, which is my favourite form of mosaic crochet. And generally you only use 2 colours. Like on the seashore blanket, within each section I've used 2 colours. So you do 1 row of 1 colour, go back to the beginning, do 1 row of another colour. And that's how you create your pattern, using back loop doubles and front loop trebles. I decided I was going to be complicated. When I originally saw this pattern, I was like, yes, I need to make that, but I don't want to do it in 2 colours. I need to try and do it stranded. And you'll see why in a second. So I am actually using 4 different colours for this project. Because apparently I'm nuts. This is the first time I've used stranded within a mosaic project as well. So, as I said earlier, I have only done 3 repeats of the pattern itself, and I need to do 4. I have actually worked on this since the end of October. I have done, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows since the end of October. I finished the 3rd section in October. So I'm using mostly Stylecraft yarn. I'm using Stylecraft Aran with wool in off-white. And for those who have been here a while, I was worried I was going to run out of yarn. And bear in mind, I've only done 3 repeats. That is what I have left from a 400-gram ball of yarn. So it's going to take me over 100 grams to do section 4. This is 100 grams. This is what's left currently from my big granny square project I've been working on. So yeah, I know all of that is probably going to go into this blanket, and I may need to rip back a couple of squares to do the last few rows, because that is not enough for a row. So yes, Stylecraft Special Aran with wool. This is off-white. I bought 2 of these in April of this year. When I went to get another one in August or September, I was told it was discontinued in this colour. So yes. So I put the granny square blanket on hold so that I could work on this and use everything I have in it. Because there is no way I'm going to mix a different colouring to this project. The white is literally bright white. It's too white, and so the off-white is quite a nice, it's a nice alternative. Rather than being cream or bright white, this is a nice alternative, but sadly it is discontinued. Yes, so that's what I have of the white anyway. My other main colour is Shortbread. Again, Stylecraft Special Aran with wool. This is what I have left of a 400-gram ball in the gold. I would say less than 200 grams. I haven't weighed this. I should really weigh it. I do have another ball of this because I was worried about running out. which is fine. It's sitting over there, so I can get to that if I need to. But I've decided I'm just going to do a gold border using the shortbread. So even if I run out of this ball, I have the other one to do the border. So that's fine. I am there also using a green, which is called Jungle. This is Aldi's So Crafty Aran yarn in Jungle. And this is 75% acrylic, 25% wool. The Starcraft one is 80 acrylic and 20 wool. So this has more wool content in it. This is also thinner than the shortbread and the off-white from Starcraft. But I'm also using Starcraft Special Aran in lipstick, which does not have wool content. It is acrylic, and this is thicker than all three of them. Now, I thought that would be an issue, but it seems to be okay. My crochet seems to get like a bit wider every time I do the roses, but it sort of straightens off again when I do more in the rest of the colours. So I'm not too bothered by it. It's not altering the pattern. But yes, that is what's left from a 100 gram ball. I do have another one. I don't think I'm going to need another one because I only do 4 rows in the red. Yeah, 4 rows in the red. So I've got maybe 8 rows left to do with red in it. So I am currently on I've just done row 8 of the pattern, and the pattern runs from row 3 to row 50. But then I also need to finish at the top. So I'm actually going to row 56 to finish off before I then go back to gold and start bordering. So, as I said, I've got at least 50 rows left to do on this blanket. And I think I've waffled long enough. This, as I said, this is a rose. This is called Wine and Roses by Robin Parent, who is Crochet with Me. You may remember I tested the Lucky Puppy last year for Robin as well. So yeah, let's show you. I'm going to try and show you it full size. I may have to fold it. But this is Wine and Roses, and it doesn't fit in the camera. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Now I'm using Aran yarn, which means it's nice and thick. It's nice and toasty. I'm going to go sideways with it and see if we can get it. That's 3 repeats. And I've got all my ends, but I don't need to worry about those ones because it's going to have an envelope border on it. What I do have to worry about is all of these ends. So every time I've changed colour, what I tried to do was change colour at the bottom of the pattern and then pull off like 4 arm lengths of the colour. So I had all these big long tails at the back all get entangled up, and the idea was then I would use that same tail to zigzag up for the rest of the rows in that colour and then just trim off any excess. So I've tried to tie them off together. So like here, this red and green are tied together because they're close to each other. Another one here. At this end I've got gold and red because when I finish the row I can't weave it back, I have to fasten off. So there's always a join at this end, and there is always a join at this end where I join the gold as well. So yeah, but I'm enjoying this so much. It reminds me of Beauty and the Beast and Belle and her rose. So yeah, I'm loving it, and it's already big enough to put over my lap. So if you just wanted a square lap blanket, 3 repeats would be more than enough. I'm going for a bit longer. I'm going for like a single size, so I'm going to put my last pattern repeat in. Finish off with, I think, 2 rows of the gold, the shortbread, and then border it in the gold. So yeah, I absolutely love it. All the details for this are in Ravelry. I've made a Ravelry page at the beginning of October to sort of track my progress. What I added in the end was a picture of quarter of the repeat, not quarter of the repeat, half of a repeat section, so that I could try and work out how much yarn it was going to use. And that's when I realised I was going to run out. Then I have a picture of 1 repeat, a picture of 2 repeats, and a picture of 3 repeats. So once I get the 4th one, I'll put a picture in of the 4th repeat and my total yarn usage as well, because this has been fun. I love it. I love it so much. I cannot put into words, really. It has been an absolute pleasure to work on. Yeah, I work from the graph, so I don't work from written instructions. So, and that made it a lot easier for me in terms of the stranded, because I was able to see, right, where do I need to change my colour and get that done easier. I started off by changing the stitch before to the new colour, but as I'm moving up now, I'm changing literally on the stitch that's just before, so I'm having less of the colour showing underneath the white, which is what I wanted. So I'm getting much better at stranded, and this has inspired me to do more of it as well. So you may see more projects like this in the future. Now, what I have noticed though is I have worked on 3 blankets this month. This one, I'm going to continue with this one until this one is finished. That is my aim, is to finish this one first. Even if I don't get it bordered straight away, I will still finish the actual pattern itself. Then I will move on to the Gingerbread Cow and try and get that finished in time for Christmas. I don't think it will take me that long to do, because it's all in bits. So the Gingerbread Cow should be okay. I just need to actually do it. But this is my main priority. It has been my main priority for over the whole of October. I have barely worked on anything else. I worked on the seashore when I went out. So if I went to Craft Club, I took my on the seashore with me to do there. All the other little things have been done at home. So yeah, I was either making ghosts or working on this pretty much for the whole of October, and I have loved every minute of it. I did at the very beginning, I was doing a couple of rows wrong, and every time I did it wrong, I got to the end, I was like, that's wrong, I had to rip it back. So it has taken me longer than I thought it would. I worked out that I should be able to do a section a week, and I've had, I think, 5 or 6 weeks to do this, but with procrastination, obviously that hasn't worked. But like I said, I've got effectively 1 section left to do, and I could probably get that done in a few days. So for next week, this is my main priority, and then I will move on to trying to work on other things. But yeah, I wanted to show that off for you in its full glory. I did ask Robin first if I could show off on the podcast, knowing that it would be, released today. So yeah, I'll put all the details down below if you want to go and get your hands on that pattern as well. Like I said, you don't have to do it stranded like I have. It's designed for 2 colours, and if you go and have a look at the projects that the other testers have done, there are some really nice colourways. So it is worth having a look at different colour options, because it is just lovely. So yes, thank you, Robin, for allowing me to test again for you. As I said, I enjoyed the Lucky Puppy last year, so I was thrilled to be accepted for this one again this year. And that's it. That is my whips, my works in progress for October. And this is quite a long episode. So we're going to have a very quick run through of acquisitions because I don't have a lot of them to hand to show you, and some are already in their own videos. So let's have a quick look. So first off, I got 2 skeins of yarn from Glasgow School of Yarn, which I believe are in Vlogtober's day 19 and 20. Possibly. I was meant to write down the dates and I forgot. So yes, my Glasgow School of Yarn vlog from Vlogtober, I bought 2 skeins of yarn and a set of needle stoppers. So that's in that video. So I'm not going to show that again. I also got the September treat box from Cooks and Crafts, which I think is in day 9 of Vlogtober. So again, I'm not going to show you that. I haven't used the yarn. I need to find a project, I think, to work out with. So yeah, there's that. As I mentioned earlier, I bought 1 ball of King Cole Yummy to make more ghosties. Some more of my mini boos. It's just a ball of Yummy. It's on my shelf. I'm not going to reach over and get it. And lastly, I bought the Gingerbread Cow, which I've already showed you in its own video. So yeah, not much to show you here. I don't think there's anything else. Anything that I have bought is in Vlogtober episodes. So yeah, they don't need to be here as well. I don't want to repeat myself. So that is it for acquisitions, which is quite nice. So lastly then are my plans for November. So I want to get Christmassy now. Now's the time to get Christmassy. And I have so many plans of things I want to do. And I have so much yarn that I need to use up. I want to be able to get my room to a state where I can use my sewing machine, because at the minute I can't. I don't have a table in here to do so. Yeah. So at some point I want to get the sewing machine out. I need to make a project bag from last month's giveaway. And I also need to meet up with Becky from Am I Yarn as well to get the other skein of yarn from her. So that's things I can do now that my mind is a bit more available to me. Yeah, so anyway, I've already mentioned that I want to finish the Wine and Roses blanket. That is my main priority for November now. Get that finished and then I can just work on the Christmas blanket. Then I have Frodo the Wizard Frog. Like I said, I've got all the pieces now. He just needs to be put together. So that should be quite an easy finish for me. And then the last one is just to continue with the Gingerbread Cow. So yeah, I've got blankets to work on. What I want to try and do though is get another one of my languishing whips finished. So I have a... Where is it? I can't see it. I've put it in a box. So I have a granny square blanket, which is just one big granny square. And I'm using cherished yarn for that. And I have all the yarn. And it's literally just going round one way, turn, go round the other way, change colour. And keep going. If I feel the need for something easy and simple to do, then I will work on that. It's bigger than a baby size blanket now, and I wanted it for me, so yeah, I'm going to keep going with that because it should be fairly simple to do. It just takes a long while now to get around the whole thing, but there we go. So I want to see if I can try and finish that too at some point, because I'm not anywhere near 50% of my languishing whips at the moment, but that's okay. You know, these things happen and I always end up adding new projects in. So without further ado, thank you so much for joining me for this month's podcast. And if you've watched over Vlogtober, thank you so much as well for engaging over there too. As always, if you have enjoyed the content, please hit the subscribe button so that you can find out more in the future. If you hit the bell button, I don't know if that's still a thing. If you hit the bell button, it will give you notifications of when I upload new stuff. So you get to see it straight away, basically. I try and do a podcast at least once a month. Vlogtober is an anomaly. In the past, I've done like every week of Vlogtober. But this year, because I wasn't working, I decided to do every day. And I've really enjoyed it. So the next time you'll see something like that is Vlogmas. So Christmas time. So I'll be trying to film every day over December. I don't know if I will do Christmas Day. But I'm hoping that we will have some space to put up a Christmas tree this year, because I have missed having up my Christmas tree and all my handmade decorations as well. So it'll be really nice to give you a little tour of all my decorations and yeah, how we're going to decorate our new home for this year. So yeah, I will see you all again in the next one. Take care. Bye.